Hey.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, just got it on Twitter. Oh, we're going live on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's episode 1.
I like this setup.
Episode 100. Wait, this is kind of
John. You like it?
chill, man. I'm a big fan.
Sorry, everyone.
All right.
You're good. You got enough room, Rory? You need me to get up?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Should we recline?
Put your feet up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm done.
Oh, you can put it down if you want.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. Let me get one more thing pulled up. We'll let our fan base kind of build up right here. Very special episode of the Out the Box podcast. And to see the comments are going to be like a light year away. But we'll make it work.
Let's see.
We got gambling picks and everything.
Oh yeah, John. We got a big one.
I will.
You're just forgetting about it. You have the same pick as me, but you're forgetting about it.
LSU.
No,
I don't know where y'all are going with this.
I don't either.
come on. Our guy.
The dirty.
We're backing our guy this weekend.
The dirty 30.
We'll
The
get
dirty
to it.
and the players.
We'll get to it. I'm honestly shocked, John, that you haven't gotten it.
Tiger. Phil.
No,
Phil, I don't think
neither of them
Phil
are
canceled?
playing.
Yeah, Phil's canceled.
Okay.
I'm actually Team Phil even more now than I was before.
Alrighty.
Like as far as I'm obviously Tiger's GOAT, but like Phil, I'm still Team Phil. Like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, ready?
Ready to go?
Yo, welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host, James Luffy and Rory Luke. And when I say alongside, I mean it this time. We are back in the booth. Rory made a promise and he delivered. We could not be more stoked to be here right now with you guys. We're live on Twitter, YouTube, all over town. We have probably the most packed show we've ever had for you guys, right? A lot of very special things going on. We got, LSU baseball is making its way towards SEC play. LSU basketball starts the SEC tournament today.
Yes.
Today. Likely going to play Mizzou.
They will
right?
play Mizzou.
We'll play Mizzou. The women's team got bounced, but they're heading to the tournament as well. I think they're going to play the first two games in the PMAC, right?
I don't know how that works.
I think they are. I think I heard that.
Yeah. We should be a high enough seed.
Yes. So, Rory, do you want to tell everyone why this is a special episode?
Episode 100. I thought I'd bring something special to the table, and I'm having a kid.
Wow.
And we will be using the name on the show later in the episode. We have boy and girl names. We're going to be going through and we're going to be choosing them. So, Hannah, I hope you're listening live.
So people have been asking for a while, like, what are y'all going to do for the 100th episode? And we all got together and
just decided
and we thought that the best thing that we could do as a podcast would be to bring another life into the world. And it's beautiful. And I've already been asked if we're going to get another Out the Box ones made, and we 100% will. My sister is going to fire up her Cricut machine and get that printed out. Also, if anybody else wants one, hit me up. But Rory, congratulations. That's very awesome. On a serious note, we're very happy for you guys. And I think we need to get rolling, right? Episode 100. We got a lot to get to. But before we get to all that, I want to give a huge shout out to the Boot Crew Media Network. The Boot Crew Media Network keeps us rolling at Out the Box. Boot Crew has something going on all the time. Pretty much every day, they are going live with a different podcast, different content. It is all over the place, and you won't want to miss it. Make sure to check out Boot Crew Media at Boot Crew Media bootbrewmedia.com. It's also where all of our Out the Box podcast writing goes too. And the only one that does that is not even here, Chris Carterera, our very own. So make sure to check him out. Also, you know what one of the best things in life you can do is, Rory?
What is it?
One of those would be to have a kid. The other would be to get Blaine Loop to be your realtor. Blaine Loop is the man. He actually helped me out with some real estate stuff the other day. And guess what he got me for helping me out? He helped me out with real estate and he bought me a bottle of whiskey. So,
Damn.
So
What a guy.
So make sure to hit Blaine up for a bottle of 20-year aged Whistle Pig. The real expense. No, I'm kidding. But Blaine Loop is a phenomenal realtor and an even better guy. And that just goes to show you that you want him to be your realtor when you're buying a home, selling a home, renting out a home, or finding you somewhere to rent. He does it all. He literally does it all in the real estate game, even if you're in Baton Rouge. So make sure to hit him up, 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. All right. Rapid fire. Where do y'all want to start this week? 100th episode. So, Luffy, you want to talk about LSU last weekend in baseball, kind of a little disappointment, and then we'll kind of head towards, the game tonight. And then
So John, what games did you go to?
So we left Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And we were on the way there listening to it around 3 and got all the way to the end of the game. I think it ended in the 11th with Thompson's walk-off, which if you'd asked me before the game who was going to hit a walk-off home run in Minute Maid, I likely wouldn't have said Jordan Thompson. But we did receive I
don't know why that went out.
Come on, Dad.
It's still going.
We can't be having this types of problems.
That cord come unplugged, Rory?
Receive I don't know why that went out.
It's still on. It's something to do with the headphones.
That thing must have come unplugged or something.
Let's see. I don't know.
There we
Okay,
go.
it is.
There
It's
we
back.
go.
It's back.
All right.
We're back.
As I was saying, we're not stopping at the Out of the Box podcast back in the studio, but as I was saying, we got a phone call in the bottom of the 11th with 2 outs, like right before, or not, maybe it was 1 or whatever, however many outs, but it was right as Jordan Thompson hit the home run, and it was like, oh, and there's a deep fly ball, and then the phone rang on the car speaker. So,
oh my gosh!
So I was actually with our Out the Box beat writer, Mr. Chris Calderera.
Can I guess who called?
And when yes, you can, and I think you would say it's right. We'll give you one guess.
Okay, was it Brad?
Yes. All right. He was we were caravanning.
Whose phone?
It was mine.
Oh
but
my
gosh. I was driving, but it was a caravan. We were caravanning into Houston because we all left Baton Rouge around the same time. And he called to, he was literally, I saw him in my rearview mirror, and we were just like so upset. We were so upset. But anyway, all that to say, so we went to all the games Saturday. We were in a suite, which our Out the Box beat reporter out in Houston, Mr. Matt Dupre, big LSU baseball fan, big supporter of the Out the Box podcast, put together an all-day suite for like 40 of us. And we got there at 11 a.m., didn't leave until 10 p.m. when after LSU got drugged by Texas. And then we came home Sunday. But absolutely electric environment. Minute Maid is fantastic. It looks like a brand new stadium. One funny thing that is, obviously a bunch of LSU fans weren't emotionally invested in, like, say the UCLA Oklahoma game, but while that game was being played down there on the field, we were inside the suite watching the LSU basketball game. And when LSU ended up winning by, I think the final score was like, 77, 76 or something. It came down to the wire. We were going nuts up in the suite, and we looked down to the field, and like there were the right fielder was looking up at us like, what are those idiots up there freaking out about.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see Leah Van's tweet
yes.
about that? She
Yes.
tweeted about that. So I thought that was pretty funny. I quote tweeted it on our Twitter if
Yes.
anyone wants to see
Yes.
that. But yeah, it looked really fun. As far as the game, y'all may have brought a little bad luck if you were only there for the well, I guess, but the Sunday night was pretty bad too. But I'm about to say, like hitting wise, but it was a rough weekend. I mean, it was a rough weekend for LSU there.
Yeah.
I mean, starting with Friday, I thought Money pitched. I thought he pitched really well, honestly. He was just, in control for the most part and did a good job. We really could not touch the starter that Oklahoma threw, but really lucky to win that game. I mean, Trey Morgan hits that double, but a couple pitches before, maybe the pitch before, that kid saves it. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
So there was a pop fly. It was like drifting, and the left fielder went to grab it, and this little Texas fan kid, snagged the ball basically out of his glove. And if not, we lose that game.
Yeah.
We go 0 for 3 for the weekend if that Texas kid doesn't catch that ball, because that's it. Morgan doesn't hit that double, and we don't, hit the walk-off home run. So that little kid saved the weekend, really.
Hey, that's baseball. That's part of the ballpark. And, things like that are going to happen. Calls are going to get wrong and all that. I count that as an ump blowing a call at first or something. Like there's just so much unknown that can happen in baseball. And LSU showed resiliency in the late innings that night to come back. They were down in like the 10th, I believe. Then they came back, tied it up again. And then Oklahoma
K.
went up.
Doty with some really clutch hitting. I mean,
Yes.
he was great against Oklahoma. And once we got there, to the relief pitching, we were able to make some contact. But the hitting, struggled into Saturday night. I don't know. I missed that game, John. So I don't know if you want to recap that one for us since you were there.
Well, I would just say, one, we were in the suite all day. So it was, there was a lot of baseball watch.
Maybe a little blurry.
Yeah, I mean, it was free food, and I just ate too much, and it kind of put me into a little food coma. No, but the Texas is just very good. Like they don't have many weaknesses. They hit the crap out of the ball. One thing that's kind of odd, we were all kind of talking throughout the day, like, yeah, I mean, if McHale comes in and is not exactly on his game or hitting his spots, Texas was gonna, in my opinion, likely light him up.
Yeah.
And then we saw about 3 or 4 o'clock that Coach Johnson announced that Coleman was making the switch to McHale. And by the way, what is the deal with McHale? We were driving back Sunday. Is he good to go?
I have no clue what's up with him.
Coach Johnson seemed like he was like, he's good, he's gonna be fine. Like that's kind of what he said, and I don't know if it's worse than that or not. And same thing with Milazzo. Some people have said that could be worse than maybe he's leading on, but we're not sure on either of those guys.
Well, all that to say, I mean, I think either way, Texas is just a great baseball team. I mean, you had Coleman airmail the throw over the first baseman's head, and after that, it just seemed like they were not going to slow down at all. They hit really well. Their Saturday guy is almost as good as their Friday night guy. Yeah. It's just they're number one for a reason, and that was very evident watching them.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely one of the best teams in baseball. I didn't watch any of the game Friday night because we won 36-0. I was too busy.
We're gonna get to that. You had a phenomenal weekend, Rory.
But I did watch some of Saturday, and that first inning, like those mistakes you just can't make against the number one team in the nation. And I mean, Texas is very good, and we played hard, but at the end of the day, you can't make those mistakes and expect to beat a team that good, especially when they don't make mistakes.
All right, so I want to talk about the game that everyone was really.
Wait, hold on. Did I say Coleman started?
You meant
Ty Floyd.
Ty Floyd.
Yes.
Yeah, Coleman's injured right now.
Yes. Yeah. Clearly a mistake there for the fact checkers. But getting on to Sunday, late game on Sunday.
Really late, really.
Like you started at 9, I think. Or it.
Yeah, I mean, was that what I guess the other game.
The game before it went to extras.
So that game start time was like perfect for me because it was like right when I got home from study and I was able to start watching it, and then pretty much I think I cut out right after they took they got a couple back on us in the 9th to expand the lead.
Yeah.
And that was whenever I opted out of the game, and that game was just frustrating because like we had some of our best hitters cruise twice at the plate, one time with the bases loaded, one with 2 on, and we just could not move runs across, and they were giving us base runners throughout the game, and our pitching really wasn't that bad. We kicked it around again in the field, and it was a sloppy game.
Yeah, I think we ended the game with like 5 or 6 errors. It was pretty bad. Definitely a sloppy game in the field, like you were saying. And the pitching was all right. We definitely
the pitching was good enough to win a Sunday series game.
Yeah, we should.
Like, in my opinion, it was fine. I don't know how many runs they ended up giving up total. Like, what was the final score? But
6-9.
6-9. Okay. So, I mean, I think they probably should have only given up maybe 4 runs.
Yeah.
And that's good enough to win on Sunday in the SEC. Like, you have to be able to score runs then. And, like, it was just disappointing that we couldn't get more across.
I mean, we had multiple pickoff plays, even in the last inning, that ended in errors.
And they in errors that would have ended the inning, and then they go on to score 2 runs.
Yeah.
So we had 5 errors. And I think at this point in the season, everybody knew that the pitching was going to be a work in progress, right? Nobody knew Monty was going to come in and lock down Friday nights. But other than that, like there is some toying. I'm not going to say tinkering, but there is some toying that Coach Johnson's got to do with the pitching. But the most like concerning thing at this point is the errors. I mean, is it because they focus too much on their approach at the plate in the offseason? Is it just getting used to a new lineup, which isn't really that new? I'm not really sure, but whenever it comes up, for whatever reason, I just always say, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's going to work itself out. I mean, these players are good, right? Then I don't know what exactly. I don't think there is a direct cause for a bunch of errors. I think it's just discipline.
You have multiple people in brand new positions. You have Jacob Berry playing right field, who I don't think has ever played right field. He didn't play right field last year at Arizona. You got Doty, who moves from third to second, and you have a new guy at third. It's either Merrifield or somebody else. And that's where most of your errors are coming from. And McManus back there making a few errors himself. I think I'm with you, John. I think they're going to work themselves out. I think it's just kinks that, will get better as the season goes on and get into a rhythm where the defense isn't a focal point of what we talk about.
And a lot of people Thompson's gotten a lot of hate defensively, but it's just he gets to a lot of balls and he's going to make some errors. Like he's going to make some throwing errors on balls that other people aren't getting to.
Yeah.
Like earlier tonight in this game, we're recording Wednesday night during the game. I'm watching him, and I mean, he makes a great play. The throw was on the money too, but just to get to the ball, it was just late. The guy was safe, but still, just to get to the ball, if he throws that away and that's somehow an error, he's gonna get to some balls, and I just don't know if there's anybody else that you can put there that is also gonna bring you what he brings at the plate.
Also, you could kind of tell that we were forcing it. There were definitely at least 2 or 3 errors. I specifically remember one with K. Doty where he dropped it at second and then tried to force the issue and try to make a quick snap throw, and it sailed over Trey's head. I think that might have given either the guy that was on first went to third, and I think we might have even given up a runner on that or a run on that. But it was just kind of forcing things we need this, we're down 1 or whatever. It was never just and I think that comes with, experience and playing in games.
And it probably rolls over to the plate some. It seemed like they were forcing it a little bit, on Sunday, even Cruz, a little bit. I mean, he doesn't struggle often, and he's not going to continue to struggle, but they probably did feel a little pressure, what
that
was
win.
happening on the defense to like really show up at the plate, and it did not work out.
This might be a tough issue or a statement. It might be even be a hot take, but I feel like errors in the field are a lot easier to correct than errors at the plate or just bad hitting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a more consistent lineup too, like towards,
Yeah.
hopefully by
I mean,
SEC
I'd much rather
play.
these errors be happening now, obviously, than in
Yeah.
SEC play.
Yeah.
Obviously, the talent and the coaching and everything is going to get better once you get to the SEC. But yeah, I mean, this is almost like preseason. you know?
And there's no losses like before the season that really do matter, because any wins that you win in SEC, like it's just kind of like you said, it's preseason. It's just showing you who you are. We could, go 1-2 this weekend, and then you win a few SEC weekends in your top 5, top 3. You're going to see the best competition, and I think that the only person I'm worried about on the defensive side of the ball is Jacob Berry playing right field. I think he's the only one who's really like barely a capable defender out there. He really does not. It just seems like he has a tough time getting to balls, and then he doesn't make the right play. He'll try to get to a ball and he'll dive for it, and then you dive for it. You got to get it, or you're giving up a triple. So don't dive for it unless you have like a solid shot at getting it, or you need that. There's a runner on third and it's 2 outs. You need that. You dive for it. There's a runner on second and there's 2 outs. You dive for it. End of the game, you dive for it. But like he's just kind of laying out for balls that he probably was not gonna catch. Like he's no Ken Griffey Jr. out there.
Was that Sunday night?
Yeah, and he's done it before as well.
Yeah,
and it's just like sometimes you just need to catch that on the one hop and give up the single. It's okay.
Yeah, I think he can develop into, an outfielder. Just more time and experience. He's just
but his bat's got to be in the lineup.
Yeah,
sure.
so
it's like, and it's working that out. Whether you switch him to DH and kind of mess around with your outfield, we know that there's kind of plug and play with the outfield. So, but pound for pound, he's got to be in the lineup.
Oh, so I 100% agree.
So does Joe Bear.
And
so
he had a rough weekend. Like Joe Bear didn't have like the best weekend ever, and it's that's a different level of pitching that we probably haven't seen yet, besides maybe at La Tech. But so that's going to be someone who like is going to have to prove himself, I think, to stay in the lineup, even though he started the season hot. We've seen guys in the past start the season hot and not like finish there, but we really need him to be like as good as we think he can be. So hopefully he is.
And he also, in the 9th inning, he hit an absolute rocket to right field.
Yeah, he did.
And
I think he'll be fine. I just, it's you never know. Like,
and even as bad as we played Sunday, we had 2 on with 1 out. We still had a chance to, even though it would have been hard, we still had a chance to win that ball game. Even with the 9th inning or 8th inning, bottom of the 8th blow up that we had, we still had a chance in the top of the 9th to at least tie it up with 1 out and 2 on. And they were at 2nd and 3rd, I believe, by the 2nd out. So, but you live and you learn.
Yes. And I guess to kind of get on to the game tonight, was postponed last night because severe weather was moving into the area.
John, let's talk about that last, since it'll be closer to over.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do basketball first. Is that cool? Because it's still kind of.
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. As we mentioned, LSU basketball took it to Nate Oates and the Alabama Crimson Tide to close out the regular season before the SEC tournament. I thought the end of the game was electric. It felt like LSU should have had more games just like that ended that way with LSU on top, right? And it's always good to beat Nate Oates.
Yeah, we needed to win that game. Like we needed to finish the season to secure like hopefully a 6 seed at the lowest. We need to probably win our first game in the tournament, but that it's just so frustrating to watch him at the end of games.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it
even
really
with
shouldn't
that,
have even.
like,
It shouldn't have went
been
to
that close, and
It
like
shouldn't have went to overtime.
it shouldn't have went to overtime. Like the foul, like Easton's foul at like half court. We basically give teams. I feel like I've said this on every single podcast we've done. We basically give teams 3 points at the end of the game. Like it's
we had the frustration fouls. We're the king of that.
And like, you know, some things didn't go our way. Like that should have been a travel, and we never, you know, the game should have been over there. But like that, you're not always going to get all the calls. So like we can't just the end of the game like antics has just had to stop. Like you can't consistently win games because you're going to play close games in these tournaments.
Yeah,
like teams aren't going to give up in the NCAA tournament. Like if you get up 8 points, you know.
But you know the one thing, like we sit here and we talk about this, but even like as a 6th seed, we'll have to get into this on the next podcast because we'll actually have the bracket in our hands. But like, you know, there's teams that they do not want to see LSU because there's the talent to be in a Sweet 16 and Elite 8 team for sure. There's talent up and down the roster. You play hard, you know what you're gonna get. It's just the mistakes.
I mean, Tari Eason's like legit. Like he's very, very good. Like it's we need someone like one of these freshmen coming in to be like legit scorer type material next year because we're losing him and he's really your only like and who?
Pinson. I mean, I guess you
and Days, but like I'm saying like you need Pinson. I mean, like he's not creating really on his own. I mean, he's getting the team involved, but like you need Eason. Like I mean, Eason's a scorer. He's like really our only like guy who kind of explodes consistently and scores it consistently. His plus minus is really, really good. All like these advanced stats on him are probably going to make him a top 15 pick. And I mean, that's like how good he can be. Like when he's on and like locked in, he's really, really good.
He's built for the modern NBA. He's switchable. He can switch pretty much.
Can guard.
Like I feel comfortable on him switching pretty much 1 through 5, maybe 1 through 4 in the NBA, 1 through 5 in college for sure. Can hit the 3 ball. I mean, I think he's hit at like a 35 or 40% clip over the last like 12 games. I mean that's, you know, that's NBA basketball.
What's been disappointing for the most part, and like Murray's dealt with some injury. They said he hasn't really been right, Brandon Murray. Pinson's dealt with injury, but Pinson and Gaines is a backcourt, or like they both shoot like below 30% from 3. Like their shooting percentages in SEC since SEC play has started to really like they're just like not good enough to be in maybe that elite like 3-4 seed type. 2 seed type material, you know, like they haven't shot it, you know, good enough. And that's like the reason we're kind of where we are right now. And you're right. We could definitely make a run.
And I mean, you do need elite guard play to win in the tournament. That's something that you usually always see is elite guards. I don't know. I mean, I think so. You play Missouri tomorrow or today when you're listening to this. John, do you have a time on that?
I think it's early.
But I mean, Missouri's not very good, but hopefully you win that. You go in and probably play Arkansas on Friday.
It's at 1:30.
Okay, tomorrow at 1:30. You play Arkansas on Friday, which I like. You know, we've lost 2 close games to Arkansas. The first one at the PMAC. I mean, me and John were there. Oh, you were there too. We were all there. And that first one at the PMAC, we were up, 7 or 8.
That was after the playoff game was after Burrow's first playoff game against the Titans.
So, and that was a close game. And then the one at Arkansas.
Really shouldn't have lost the home game at all. Like you can argue that one on the
road. And we shouldn't have lost the one at Arkansas either.
We shouldn't have lost either one, but like the one at home was just completely ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'll like that game for us. I like that matchup. I think we match up well with them. And I like the motivation factor there. So if you get those 2, then you go to this.
And freaking Muss is so annoying. Like he's like little ass running around. Like I just want to beat his ass, honestly. Like that guy.
LSU needs to.
LSU needs to we need a win. Like we should have beaten them twice. Like Rory said, there's it would be a nice win.
It's going to be nice. We're also probably going to be the underdog, so it might be a little pick action. But and then you get to Auburn, who I think is a terrible matchup for us. But even you reach the semis in the tournament, I think you call this a tournament win. And you know what we saw last year? LSU reached the finals, and they really shouldn't have been there, but they went on a run. And I can see that happening again. So
Yes. So I'm predicting that I think it'll be good for LSU to not necessarily focus on the S tournament like Kim Mulkey and the Lady Tigers did. They got bounced early.
yeah, they got their now they get their
rest,
get the mind
practice,
right.
And heading into March Madness, that's all you can ask for. One thing I do know is that LSU in the NCAA tournament, March Madness, they better hope their shots fall. Like a lot of the crazy shots, the reverse layups, and the free throws especially. Like LSU has to drop shots. I know that sounds very obvious and stupid, but LSU kind of lives and dies by the Darius Days 3, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they need their shots to fall desperately. Smarter shots.
I think it's also a matchup, very matchup based. If we see a team like Michigan, like we did last year in the tournament, and you see a Hunter Dickinson, that's a tough matchup for us. A tall guy. I mean, we wouldn't be this low of a seed, but say we see like an Illinois type team in the second round, you see Kofi Cockburn. That's a tough matchup for us. The big, strong middle guy who you run your offense through is a tough matchup for us. We play guards. We can run around with guards all day. And we cause turnovers. So, the ball's in the hand of your guard, we're going to cause some turnovers. But, I mean, it's all hypotheticals. We'll see next Sunday.
Yes. We'll clean up the LSU basketball talk with an ad from Luffy.
Workbox LLC, we say it every single week. Martine's always working. You have to call them if you need a porta potty, storage container, portable restroom rental, roll-off dumpster. They're the best in the business. Cleanest porta potties, guaranteed, out the box guaranteed. Call Martina Workbox at 225-343-4886 if you need a storage container, portable restroom rental, roll-off dumpster, porta potty, portable office. Call Workbox LLC at 225-343-4886.
All right. What would you like to talk about next, Luffy?
I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to do House Always Wins? Do you want to do LSU football? Because we have LSU football news. It's pretty significant.
Let's do that. We haven't talked football in a while.
Yeah,
I think this is kind of like it's the LSU quarterback, which is the most discussed thing kind of there is in LSU football, I'd say.
Break it down, Luffy.
Well, we have a new quarterback from
Arizona
State, and
Jaden Daniels.
Let me pull up my notes on him.
Can I just go ahead and say, like,
yeah,
this is honestly kind of surprising that a transfer quarterback, obviously it wasn't working out at Arizona State, but to come into this quarterback room with this many guys returning and this much talent in there, it can only make it better, right? Now, the downside is that somebody's going to end up transferring away, right? But I mean, this has never been a bad problem, and it can only help the team, in my opinion, to add more guys that have a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like
does this? Okay, my next question is: does he even have a shot to compete for the starting job?
Does who?
Daniels.
Oh yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I'd probably give like him. He might like have the edge,
the front already. Runner?
Yeah,
he might be.
He's probably runner. If there was like I don't know if there probably is not odds on this, but if there was odds, he would be probably the favorite right now because like he has 2 years left, and I don't know like if he would stay for 2 years or what, but like I just think that they brought him in like for a reason. And if you look at the quarterbacks that Kelly and his staff have had like in the past, they're kind of like Deshaun Kaiser, even Book moved around a little bit. Like they're all have been moving around. Who was before that got drafted?
I don't know.
I know who you're talking
He
about.
got drafted. Oh, wait, he played his backup for somebody for a couple of years.
Hold on. I got it. Keep going.
But anyway, like they kind of had like similar mobile quarterbacks, and like if Miles thinks that there's a chance he like isn't getting the job in the spring, I mean, why wouldn't he leave?
Yeah, I think he leaves right
And
away.
like I know nothing. Like I don't know like what he's thinking or what like. But I mean, I if this is last year, he can't just sit, and be the backup. So like that's definitely why Daniels is the favorite. He can't transfer. He's transferring here. Like that he's here.
Yeah, I mean, so that means that you'll know by the end of spring ball. I think you'll know who won the job.
Yeah, and they may have not like declared it, but if he thinks there's any chance that he's not going to be the starter,
he'll be leaving.
Then he'll be leaving. But which sucks for Miles is like he also probably has to make a decision now because he needs to have a spring at wherever he's going to be quarterback.
Yeah,
really. So I don't know what he'll do. Like I don't know if he'll wait until after spring and see what happens, or if he'll go.
There's no
2
way
days into spring camp, or I mean, if he'll go like now, but. I don't know what the transfer rules are. Like, would he? I guess if
he's already said he was leaving. Then he came back.
If he transferred today, well, I mean, I don't think he ever like. I think you can take your name like in and out of the portal, but I think that there's definitely a chance he could leave like before spring because he might want to have a spring with somebody else. If some like coach is calling him, which some coach probably is calling him, and saying like, "Come here." I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, he would have to make that decision, and I have no clue like what his options are. I don't know, but I think that, I mean, Jaden Daniels might be the starter. I think if you ask most people, and every radio host is going to say that Daniels is good. They've already said it. You know, like they all think that too. So
I don't think like I saw the narrative, but this is national news media narrative that like. They brought Daniels in because they didn't like Miles, and I don't think that's true at all. I think Daniels just wanted out, and they were like, "Oh, well, I'll take Dan." Like, I think he wanted out of Arizona, out of Arizona State.
He came to LSU, apparently. Like that's what like some
of
the recruiting guys said that he like reached out to LSU.
That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't go out. It wasn't. They weren't actively trying to find a quarterback. He kind of fell into the laps. Which makes me think that you'll probably have a legit QB job. I mean, I feel like they were fine with Miles going in, and now it's just like a more the merrier type of thing.
I think they want, Walker is going to redshirt from pretty much what everyone said, Walker Howard. And then Nuss, like, I don't know if they would trust Nuss right away, having not even really seen much of him.
Yeah.
To go in a game if, like Miles were to get hurt or Miles gets hurt before the season or something like that. Or, I mean, the same thing happens though if one of them transfers and then if Daniels get hurt or Daniel, that could be a possibility. Like if Miles wasn't here and he gets hurt, then who's playing quarterback at that point? Like, I don't know. I think that Brian Kelly's just trying to like pad everything, they're padding everything. Like if they're going to go get a tight end from what I've heard this spring too. So,
they need a tight
end. They're gonna go get a tight end. So and like they didn't take one earlier, but like I think they're waiting. They've been waiting kind of on the right guy.
Yes. The more the merrier. I like that, Rory. They say the same thing about having kids too. So
I also just heard that in play for another offensive lineman as well. The guy from Vanderbilt. So
yeah, I
think more the merrier there as well.
Yep.
And
it's all the same.
They said they're going to cross train 6 guys at center. They're determined to like, they're pretty determined to like build this thing up to, I don't think they like think it's going to be like the best year, but they're trying to fill like all the cracks and make it work next year. Like they're not going down the route of us like just tanking next year. Essentially, like they're going to they're trying to rebuild it like fast,
and they shouldn't. LSU doesn't tank.
There's no need either in today's college football.
Yeah, because the portal,
you get a higher draft pick.
Because the portal, and we're still going to be able to sign a really good high school class this coming up year, and so.
Well, good. I'm glad we got to talk a little football on the 100th episode.
All right, name reveal.
No, let's wait a little while longer. We'll kind of do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. And Rory
Wait, we have
doesn't.
some
Rory
more-
doesn't know what we decided the name is going to be yet.
He does not know yet.
We have more football to talk about.
We told him if he had the kid, then we would come up with the name.
I
So
guess that's a fair trade.
okay, all right. So all right, yes, Rory, the floor is yours. I will just paint the picture. It was Friday night under the lights at Olympia Stadium, a stone's throw from my house. I wish I could have been there. Lovey wishes he could have been there as well. But the team that you coached and played for absolutely dominated the Barristers Bowl, the LSU Law School Barristers Bowl, 36-0. How does it feel?
It feels great. I came on here and I lowballed the spread. I did. I lowballed the
You
spread.
juiced the number for us.
You did. You said 7.5.
I know. I lowballed the spread. I had people on my team saying, you got to give us at least 12. And I was like, 12? Are you sure?
Well, if you're going to get 12, you might as well get 14,
Yeah.
Or
But
30.
it was a good game at first. We scored. So first drive, they had a 3-and-out, and then we had a 3-and-out as well. And then they got onto the field, got a first down, then had to punt the ball. So we were pretty deep in our own end zone, or not in our own end zone, in our own area of the field. And we had a nice drive capped off with a little 3-yard touchdown on third down by Mr. Andre Belfontaine. It was a great – he pushed through an ACL injury and scored the first touchdown, called his own play. He hadn't played offense all year, came in the huddle. I was calling the plays. I had like a little flip book. And I was calling all the plays because I pretty much made them all up. So, and he came in and said, "Hey, put me here, and I'm going to run this route." And I said, "All right." And he scored on his own route. And then next drive, again, stopped them 3-and-out. They couldn't really get anything going on offense, obviously, by the score. Come back, another touchdown. QB gets in on a nice like QB rollout type of play through his shoulder to get to the pylon. Great play. And there's 14-0 in the first quarter, and we didn't score again the rest of the first half. They kind of shut us down in the second quarter. But they got ball. They got ball first in the first half, and we got ball first in the second half. And I knew that if we went down the field and scored on the first drive of the game, they were going to quit. So we went down the field and scored on the first drive of the game, and they quit.
Any injuries?
Yeah, one kid broke his collarbone.
Shout out him.
Oh, wow.
Ian, literally the third to
Wow.
last play of the game.
Oh,
He
no.
hadn't gotten. He was playing wide receiver. He hadn't gotten a pass yet because we really didn't. We did pass a little bit, but we didn't really need to pass. We were running
You
the ball.
said you were
going to
run the ball.
We ran the ball pretty well, power counter all game, and then they didn't cover like the corner route. So we just would run like power counter, play action, and hit the corner route. But, so I was like, all right, we're going to get you a little screen pass, get you out there and make a play.
Not out in the open.
And broken collarbone.
Damn. That sucks that it was like almost over. At that point, I'd have been like, get me off the field. I don't want to get hurt.
The kid was throwing.
He wanted the ball.
He wanted the ball.
Okay,
and
if he wanted the ball.
No, he wanted the ball in all game. He was
Garbage.
Garbage time
It's not
collarbone.
funny. It's not funny. I'm not laughing that he broke his collarbone. That just
It's also
that's
like
something that would
John, you're
happen.
allowed to laugh because you're back.
That's something that would happen to me. That's
Yeah.
why I'm laughing.
and like the whole game. The game was chippy on the first play of the game. Like there was a fight.
Almost a bench clearing brawl.
There
shit.
was one where like
Did
They
Carl
were
break
like-
it up?
what
Did Carl break the fight up?
Speaking of that,
Mr. Carl did break up a few fights. He was in there.
Oh, shit.
There was
Was
one.
he yelling?
There was one on our. He was playing. He was in the back.
Okay.
So I didn't hear him that much, but
dude,
they
I
did
would hate-
announce the walk-off home run in the game, and I had to go talk to Mr. Carl. Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's like
I would
"Mr.
just
Carl, you
hate
heard
it.
that?"
I would hate for him to be like collateral damage in like a shoving match between offensive and defensive linemen. So
So
I'm
it
glad
was
everyone-
like,
I'm glad everyone is relatively safe,
yeah, and
except
I
for the
mean,
guy that broke his collarbone.
yeah, and then we had another kid who the last defensive play of the game was fourth down. He got a sack and he twisted his ankle. It was the only play he got hurt. But and he
Okay.
got the sack though, so like I'm
So
trading the
he's
sack
good.
for a twisted ankle
Yeah.
every day.
How sore were you? Or are you still sore?
No,
what-
I'm all right now. The Saturday my lower body hurt, and then Sunday, like Saturday, felt like I was hungover without the headache. Like you know
Yeah.
how your body just
Yes,
feels
yes.
hungover, but I
Yes.
didn't have the headache. And then Sunday, I woke up and all of my upper body was in pain. It was terrible.
What it's messed up.
I don't know what's happening.
Were you still as dominant as you were?
I don't know why this is occurring. Hello? All right, there we go.
All
There we
right.
I think it's his
Don't-
phone. That phone is possessed.
My phone has always been a troublemaker.
go. It was
Wait, were you still as dominant like as you were like in high school? Was it easier
Or in college.
or in college?
I mean-
he was definitely dominant in college.
it was fun. I think I played well. I definitely probably could have played a little better, but playing center, it's a tough.
Yeah, hard.
It's hard to like make plays out there, and we were running a lot of power counter, which
Yeah.
when you run power and counter as a center, you just block back.
Yep.
It's like the easiest job and in law school football because you don't have defensive tackles that are any good.
Were they like significantly shorter than you?
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Did you
was.
tell? Were you like talking shit before? Like your Did they know they were gonna have to like be
Yeah.
be blocking you
Yeah,
or
everybody
be
knew.
like trying to get past you?
Yeah. Most people were shorter than me, so there was one.
Were they like not coming at you that much because they knew like I would not even run at you? I don't think if I was like a foot shorter than you. Why
I
would
don't
even
think
touch you?
I don't think they ran the ball my way when I was in on defense. I don't remember off the top of my head. I mean,
Playing both ways is a great way to get hurt too.
Yeah.
That's-
pretty much everybody had to play both ways.
How many tackles did you have?
I just had like 3 or 4 assisted tackles. It was
Yeah.
mostly like if I was in and they ran the ball, like usually I was somewhere near the pile. I couldn't get a sack. I got close on one, but their quarterback was pretty good. He only got sacked like once or twice.
How's the knee?
My knee was fine. My knee.
Did you wear a brace?
Yeah, I did wear.
Yeah, you did,
Yeah, I wore a knee brace. But it was fun. I had a great time. It was a great win. I think if history serves me right, I think it's the largest win in Bears Bowl history.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. In the books. And I forgot to say this earlier about Daniels because I was looking for the stats. Like some of the stats weren't great in the last year, but he's a very capable quarterback. Like he has talent. Like he was highly recruited and like
he's like a top
he can move
40 recruit.
Yeah, and like he has an arm. Like so he's a very capable quarterback and like has definitely potential.
Yeah.
Like
I'm posting a picture of you right now on the Instagram, Rory. It's just a picture of you and all that eye black. The immediate thing I thought was that you look like
Batman.
the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
So
I did go see Batman yesterday. It was pretty good. Or Monday.
can't be as
Monday.
good as the Christopher Nolan version.
No, it wasn't, but it was definitely worth the watch. It is pretty long though.
All right. Now I think we can officially clean up the football talk on the 100th episode of the Out the Box podcast. I'm so glad everything kind of came together. The Barristers Bowl beat down. That's what we're going to call it. We'll refer it that we're naming that night in history the Barrister Bowl beatdown.
Yeah, I was kind of I like you can see in the pictures we bought cigars and I bought those like before the game or like Thursday before the game. And I was kind of nervous about it, because I was cocky. I thought we would win. Obviously, I bought the cigars, but there's always just that little thing in the back of your mind that like, what happens if we lose?
Nah, never a doubt. Right. And when we a segment that we don't lose in.
Yep.
The House Always Wins segment presented by the House Bar in Tigerland. Rory is out fashion guying me right now in his House Bar sweatshirt.
You mean James? You said my name.
Oh, well, sorry. I was looking at you. But I should have been looking at that fly sweatshirt that James has on. It is, what do you call that? A crew neck sweatshirt? Is that just it's not a hoodie. It's just a sweatshirt.
Extremely comfortable. Housebarintireland.com. Get yours.
And you know what? You know where that sweatshirt's from?
The house in Tigerland.
But you know what it originated from? What movie?
Animal House.
Animal House this Friday at the House Bar in Tigerland.
Yes. The House Bar has.
You can get your tickets on, I think, Line Leap. I think VIPs, you get like an hour and a half of open bar. Can't beat open bar.
Open bar, Line Leap, 7 to 9 this Friday night. Open to general admission. Line Leap tickets at 9 to the public at 9:30. So if you get your tickets via Line Leap, you can get in 30 minutes early. Togas are encouraged. They got plenty of deals for Friday night as well. And then Saturday, they're doing crawfish for the LSU baseball game. And then they are having a watch party for the Ghost,
Our guy.
AJ Fletcher.
UFC debut.
Wait, man. All right. We're definitely going to have to get him on in the following weeks after his fight. But
yeah.
AJ Fletcher, UFC debut, going to be electric. Head on out to the House Bar in Tigerland to check it out. Make sure to follow the House Bar in Tigerland on Facebook and Instagram at House of Tigerland and on Twitter at Tigerland House. Luffy, I remembered who I was supposed to bet on.
There we go.
And I don't know which way you're going with the bet, but I really like the plus money on AJ Fletcher's money line, plus 175.
Yes, sir.
Do we want to all just say that's the
Yep.
official?
That's the official household.
That was going to be I was willing to share it because I knew you would think of it eventually, John.
This is the one time I'll make an exception for the 100th episode that I'm cool with sharing a pick between us. That way. Well,
we did win the Barista Bowl last week, so we might
the Barista Bowl,
whatever it's called,
Barrister's
who can make a mocha iced coffee. It's somebody at Starbucks.
Thing. Like the barrister is like a barrister is like a lawyer.
Starbucks.
A barista is somebody who makes your cafe latte espresso.
What is the
at the drive-thru?
Is that from a movie? Maybe, I don't know. Is that what it is? 175
plus 175.
Damn, I thought it was 200. Anyway, we're still getting plus money.
It's gonna be a tough fight. I mean, I'm being.
I got plus 195 right now.
Oh, all right.
Well, you're probably on some.
Should I bet it now before it moves? Too many people on AJ.
Yes.
Before Jeff gets his bet in, that's gonna move along.
Jeff will move. Jeff.
I wonder.
Shout out Jeff. We should have had.
We should have. Jeff.
We should have recorded at the house and then had Jeff.
But I bet Jeff's flying out to Vegas for the fight.
I mean,
I think they're doing a big thing at the house.
They're doing it, but he goes. That's like literally his childhood best friend. So I think he flies out to Vegas to go watch it.
I wonder if that's where it is.
I don't have a line on the over under yet for it. But AJ's knocking him out first round, so I mean, I'm taking the under too. Under in rounds. If I can bet it, I don't see it yet.
So if it does go to that, does he knock out the opponent via the Flying Dutchman, like he did his first fight?
Back-to-back flying knees, I think so.
All right. I don't think that does it for our show.
Yep.
Are we gonna finish talking? Round out the show a little midweek baseball and look ahead to LSU. Sorry, Luffy's if you listen, Luffy's messing with the earphone jack and I don't think he knows what he's doing, but there we go. Wow.
Apparently I do know.
Okay. We got our ears back. Got our ears back. Yes, we do. All right.
Well, we're struggling to hit the baseball again. It's the 7th inning, and we're winning 2-1. Earlier in the game, we had one out. We had the bases loaded. I think it was the 3rd or 4th inning, and we had Barry up and Doty, and we scored 0 runs with the bases loaded and 1 out.
But positive, Gavin Dugas, first home run of the season.
Or maybe it was. Yep.
I believe.
Yes. And I think that will get Dugas going, hopefully.
Yes. That's what this lineup's been needing. He's been hitting well and whatnot, but I'm thinking he needed that feeling of knocking a ball clean over the fence back in his bat. So hopefully he will be the monster he is behind the plate. Other than that, looking ahead to this weekend, Bethune-Cookman is coming to town all the way from, I believe they're from the Northeast. it is going to be an interesting series, kind of more of the same. Rory did say earlier that they were like third in their conference.
Yeah, I mean they were projected to be third. I think they're like 5-7. I want to say the one. I don't have my laptop in front of me. This is the only bad thing about in studio. Like when you're at home, you can just like look up stuff right off the top of your head. But I looked this up earlier, just forgot to write it down. The one competent series they played this year, they got whooped up on. Yeah. I mean, they weren't even barely competent. They played Florida Gulf Coast in a series that last weekend in February, and they scored 7 runs all weekend. They lost 3-11 Friday, 2-16 Saturday, and 2-8 on Sunday. So we should be in line for a sweep.
We need a sweep. We need a sweep. We need to carry the momentum.
As long as they win Sunday.
Clean fielding weekend would be nice.
Yes. I don't even care if we sweep them. Actually, if we go 2-1 and we have no errors or maybe one error on the weekend, I'll give them 1, maybe even 2. That's it.
No, you'd have to sweep to get with 2 errors.
Okay, all right. So if anyone in the LSU baseball program's listening, make sure that
we'll count it as a sweep if you go 2-1 with 1 error or less.
The record books don't.
Yeah.
We're
the
matter.
real.
Apparently, Jacob Berry just hit a home run as we
rounded down.
About it. Yes.
That's why we waited.
Yes. We waited just for that. Another reason why
was it a solo home run?
I do not know. The LSU baseball account tweeted Jacob Berry. Oh my! So I think that about does it. I cannot believe we're rounding out the 100th episode of the Out the Box show.
The first reply is "Holy God."
I cannot believe we are rounding out the 100th episode of the Out the Box show. A lot of people have been asking me what we were going to do for the 100th episode, and my laziness has greatly shown throughout this. We are going to have a massive tailgate coming up for a baseball game. We have to look at the dates. We haven't been in studio, so it's been kind of hard for us to communicate and talk about it, but we are going to throw a big tailgate, and that's going to be like the party. But now we can finally say the thing that we were going to do, the big celebration was what Rory mentioned at the beginning of the show. We've been planning this for the past 2 years since we started the show. So
yeah, that was a special 100th episode plan.
Yes. We told y'all we were going to do it. Thank you guys so much to all of our great listeners out there. We could not do it without you guys. We love every single one of y'all. We love the interaction.
All right, John, off the top of your head, give me a Mount Rushmore of interviews we've done.
All right. So AJ Fletcher, obviously, I mean, he's in the UFC. That's insane.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed Jacques Doucet.
I would say Jock's got to be in the Mount Rushmore. Recurring guest.
His impressions, his knowledge, whenever we interview him, it's just easy. We just ask a question, we let him go.
Yeah.
I did like the
Baton Rouge's hardest working man, by the way, too.
Yeah,
Jacques.
Exactly. He's everywhere. I did enjoy Matt Moscona. Moscona was cool. I do listen to him a lot, so it was very good to have him on. Jordy was awesome to come on the show as well. So and obviously at the top of the Mount Rushmore, I think for all three of us is Joey Chestnut, right? He was sitting in this room. So I never in my wildest thoughts, dreams would have thought I'd be sitting within 2 feet of Joey Chestnut recording him on our podcast. So that was really cool. What about y'all? Any other mentions?
I'll agree with yours. I'll throw a young guy in there. I mean, I thought the Bill Franquez was really good.
Bill Franquez was incredible.
Yeah,
I agree.
He was great. I'm forgetting some people.
I think
it's so easy to do.
I think one that I just thought about off the top of my head was Jared Foster. That was a good interview.
Yeah.
One of the better young guys we've seen. I mean, we've definitely done some guys some younger guys that aren't the best, and you can't blame them because some people just aren't used to being interviewed. But I thought Jared Foster was good. He was knowledgeable. Talked about that catch that he made. I mean, how could you forget about that catch? So
yes. Beloso is always fun.
Beloso's
He's always just upbeat and cool. Yeah, we've had a lot. Thank you. We never we thank our guests after they come on, but we never like thank all of our guests for coming on.
An early one that was good, Zach von Rosenberg.
Yes, ZVR was great, and that one was in person, so that's like definitely one of my favorites. That's actually that's probably one of my favorites. I like doing them in person. It's just way better.
I think that was during the ice storm too,
because when you're on Zoom and delay and everything, he was great.
Torrey Carter, we got to see the national championship rings.
Yes,
in person too. Like those were both really great. Yeah, Torrey, and ZVR were really fun to do.
You know who here's a trivia question for y'all. Y'all know who the first guest we had on the Out of the Box show was?
I think I know. Like guess or like random.
I think I know too.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
Me. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Rory.
Okay. So. I wasn't thinking Rory. I was thinking it was Trent. Or
Trent
Trent
was very early.
Trent was at 6.
I don't remember who was.
It was Trent before me.
Oh, I was right. I beat John on the trivia. That's why a rare occasion that would happen. I would say John would definitely be better than that.
Needless to say, it has been a wild ride. Everything that goes along with it, the support has been absolutely insane. I honestly probably say it. You can't say it enough, right? And I know you all feel the same way. And like I said, we will be doing an actual event on top of the celebratory news that we gave y'all as well. So
y'all had 3 guests before me. You had Trent.
We had Noah,
Josh, and Eric Walker.
We should get Josh back on whenever he's like.
Eric
back
Walker was
here.
cool too.
Eric was good.
To hear.
Ed Ingram was good.
Yeah,
Ed was fun.
Yeah,
and Austin Deckers was always. I mean, we've had some good. Both shout out both those guys flying in the combine.
They were.
I was kind of off. I was studying last week, so I was off my combine news. If not, I literally would have tweeted every video. I tweeted it like a couple, but. I like the combine. It sucks that Stingley didn't
do it.
And he needs to run in pro day. I just think he's gonna slide. Like when you're a corner and you have that foot like injury, I think that it's important to like run. Like whether he's hurt or whether he's not, I think it's like that's a big deal because the drop off in like top 10 to like the 30th to 25th pick is significant in signing bonus, difference in $15-20 million.
All right, John, I got trivia for you here. Let's see if you can get this. All right. First Jacques Doucet interview. Was it over episode 25 or under episode 25?
Under.
Correct.
Which one?
Episode 24.
All right. We could sit here and just quiz each other all night. I don't know. I thought you had came on earlier than some of our other guests. But all that to say, it's been quite a ride. Did I already thank the sponsors? I'll thank them again. House Bar in Tigerland, who's been with us since day one, by the way.
They have.
Workbox
they paid for like half of this setup.
Yes. Workbox LLC. Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty, who also wants you to know that Keller Williams is an equal opportunity housing partner and that each office is independently owned and operated. And the Boot Crew Media Network. And with that,
Avery Atkins, forgot about Avery Atkins.
Yeah, Miles. We've had Miles on a couple times.
Yeah, it's been crazy ride. And no, I have not passed the bar yet. But I do have a kid, so on the way.
Well, you're raising the bar. How about that, Luffy? You been playing more golf?
I'm about to start playing more golf. After April 15th.
After tax season.
Play more golf.
Son's
time change is
on Sunday,
this weekend.
Be ready.
Yes.
This weekend.
Spring forward.
And the time change is
it's funny actually, like getting the date right. Like,
yes.
That was like the worst day in middle school or like high school when you lost that extra hour. No way. Fall was so much better.
All right. And the name of the kid is